going on, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek and another cast of assorted characters are joining you here tonight to talk about some of those crazy funny books that we call comic books, among other stuff. And in particular, we're talking about those as they are going to be related to Dallas Fan Expo. So if you haven't already done so, smash that like button and hit the subscribe button if this kind of crazy content that is dropped ever so randomly is your thing. Or you think it might be your thing, smash that like button and the subscribe button and hit the bell notification even more so that when videos like this drop ever so randomly, you will be one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether to watch it now or later. So since you have joined us, I think that's worth at least the price of admission. So how about some freebies? BCW supplies.com. Use the coupon code SCG to save yourself 10% on your order. All these things with the tariffs are so bad. BCW has been in the news as of late, but I think that got finally worked out. But in either case, 10% savings is always a good thing, and usually they have a free shipping after a certain amount. So use the code SCG to save yourself 10% on your purchases. And if you're like me and you like good coffee to go with your comics, you can go to comicsoncoffee.com and use the coupon code SCG to save yourself 15% on your coffee there. Speaking of Comics on Coffee, they will be at Dallas Fan Expo also. And if you use the coupon code SCG, they will do that at the booth for you. So if you're going to Dallas Fan Expo and you want to save that shipping, pick your coffee up there, which is what I'm going to be doing. They will utilize that coupon code for you at the booth there at Dallas Fan Expo. And so back for another year of Dallas Fan Expo. And we're doing the preview show, talking about those things we're excited about the most, whether it's the books that we're going to get signed, the people we're going to get to meet, the people we're going to be hanging out with, that type of thing. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And as per the last few years, let me introduce to you some of the characters. The one that I was going to introduce, his camera is not connected. So how's that for a failed segue? Okay, well, that gentleman, he can fix his camera. It got disconnected somehow. I probably would blame it on a cat if that tells you who it is. Might be a clue. Oh, there he is. And he's on mute like a rookie. He's been so rusty at the YouTube game. What's going on, Shelby?
What's up, my friend? What's up? How are y'all doing? Welcome to our fourth. We couldn't remember. We had a talk. We talked about this week, and it's like, how many years we been doing this now? This is our fourth year. You and I have been doing this together. So, yeah, really happy to be here. And, yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are here.
Please stand by. And that we did. So thank you for joining us tonight, Shelby. And to add to the fun and the mixture of craziness, we have the man, the myth, the hair legend, Mr. Collector. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm excited. I've been talking about this with Presses for like about, I think, a month straight. I just literally talked to him earlier. I'm excited about this.
So this guy has gone through all kinds of deals to try to get to this place. I mean, he's having to move people's birthdays, all kinds of other stuff to make sure.
I pre-ordered my sick time already a month in advance, so I'll be there.
All right. So also joining us, none other than the stunt double for Steven Seagal, Michael Presses.
Hi, everybody. Glad to be here. I think I've been, just like Collector was saying, I'm excited about Dallas, but I was more excited about being on this show. I'm thinking I want to get everybody's opinion. Southern, glad you put this together. I was more excited to, get all together and talk about comics and stuff like this. And like I said, I need opinions, and I welcome any opinions. And if you want to hit me up with your thoughts after the show or after the replay, I'd like to hear, because like I said, I need not help, but thoughts.
Well, we all got a
Okay.
few thoughts, and
I
much
hope
like
so.
those armpits, got at least two, and they stink usually. But we will share them nevertheless. And thank you all for joining us, whether you're joining us over on Shelby's channel or here on mine. Mr. Collector, are you doing this over on your channel as well, or no?
No. I didn't stream it on mine.
Gotcha. All right. So I just sent a message to the other gentleman that's supposed to be joining us. Maybe he got held up at school today. But yeah, let's talk about. Oh, what's that?
He got held up with detention.
He might have got put in detention.
Yes,
Oh,
sis.
he's typing me now. All right. Well, we'll see. Okay. So let's talk about Dallas Fan Expo. Now, Dallas Fan Expo is definitely one of the go-to one of the go-to cons if you are in the Midwest or even as far over as Mississippi. Okay, so I don't think he's going to be joining us based on what he just sent me, but it's a big show, big draw, and after COVID, which a lot of cons were this way, you just kind of wondered whether or not some of these cons were going to be able to make a comeback. Dallas Fan Expo has. I feel like that they, obviously they cater to a lot of celebrity fans. We're going to talk about some of the celebrities that are going to be there because they do have a full cast, and that's great. But the way it's broke out at the Kay Bailey Hutchison Center is really nice and stuff to kind of keep that over there. And if you're just a comic guy, your stuff over here on this side. It does have a good draw of people. And so we'll be talking about that. Now, one of the first things I want to mention that if you're watching this live on May the 15th tonight at 12 p.m. Central time is the last time to get your ticket at a reduced price. What?
It was 12.
Oh, okay.
Done.
I thought that was sign language or something, maybe a Doctor Strange. Okay. So that will be the last time to be able to get it at a reduced price. So your advanced ticket price ends tonight. So if you are interested in attending Dallas Fan Expo, be sure to check that out. Now I'm going to have to figure out how. Oh, yeah. Okay. So talking about tickets, let's talk about the tickets, and then we'll get into the guests. So the ticket pricing, ultimate price, advanced ticket price is $139 as opposed to regular price $155. So you save $16 by getting it tonight by midnight. You got VIPs are all sold out. Definitely a VIP. Let's see what it got you: admission all days, priority entrance, express pass, so on and so forth. But they're all sold out, so it's kind of a moot point to talk about it at this point. But ultimate tickets are available. Let's see: exclusive ticket counter pickup, celebrity photo op, 24-hour purchase guarantee. You get Absolute Comics blind bag, DC bag. Going to have the Absolute Batman by John Boy Myers. Shelby, let's talk about the booth because I know you're always a big. You pick up a lot of books usually when we go into the con there.
And it's so well set up. So when you come into the convention center, and they have a big room where you go and get your ticket. Right before you go into that room, they actually have a big booth set up where you can pick up all your goodies, your comics, and things like that you want to get. And then when you actually come out, and right before you go into the convention center itself, they have another large booth set up. So you have two opportunities to be able to hit up those special books and variant covers and pops and all that stuff. And I'll say this, for such a big con and everything that they have, $99 for all 3 days is a freaking steal. Okay, guys. So that is a deal. And, look at some of those cool variant covers up there. Yeah, look at those. Oh, man. Spidey versus Wolverine exclusive.
Yeah, so some of you can actually get stuff that's already signed. This is in their store, which is a little more exclusive. But yeah, some of the exclusives that are going to be there as far as comics, some of the fully foil goodness, very catered to the specific con that you're going to be at. Like Clayton Crane's going to be at Dallas Fan Expo.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to get a book to sign by him. You're not sure which one you want to get. They have one there for you as you're walking in. And so, like Shelby said, it's really well manned right there as you're entering into the door. So if you're one of these last minute people that didn't put the right thing together, or you forgot the book at home, which I've done before, then you can get that there at the deal. There's Fan Expo, the absolute flash. Looks like John Boy done that one. So yeah. So let's move back over to. I don't want to go. So going to the guest. And let's talk celebrities. So Shelby, if you want to kind of take it and for the other guys, if y'all want to opine one you're excited about, but
if you want to click, go ahead and share my screen, and we'll talk through it real quick.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you drive.
All right. So when you go into the convention center, you'll have all your booths and stuff, but over to your left, they have a big hall set up just for the celebrities. And it looks like this year, the big groups is going to be Back to the Future and Smallville. So Michael J. Fox only going to be there Friday and Saturday, so not Sunday. So, Saturdays are always a big day. I would plan on going on Saturday. Now, these are not cheap. I was looking here at Michael J. Fox, just a regular autograph, an 8x10, $250. And then if you want anything premium signed, it's $300. And then they have the bulky, which, if you have something big like the hoverboard or DeLorean, no Nike shoes allowed, it says, that's $400. So plan on spending some money. John Cena, of course, wrestling and doing a few things. His pretty reasonable, $150. I'm not going to go through all these prices, but to kind of give you an idea. Mr. T, you be a sucker if you don't get an autograph by Mr. T. And $250. Excuse me, I hurt my throat there. Orlando Bloom. There's Mr. Collector. He's going to be set up there.
I got to get my shirt ready.
Right?
Ready.
Hey, I got a hat like that too that you can put over your hair and then kind of cover it up.
Yeah. Now, if you haven't watched the show Fallout, it's really good. I haven't watched The White Lotus. I heard it's really great. Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Anthony Daniels. He's been there quite a few times. But then John Boyega, of course, from Star Wars fame. And then we have some more Back to the Future people. Christopher Lloyd. I think he's been there once since we've been there. And not getting any younger. Huey Lewis, Elizabeth Shue, Seth Green, Heather Graham.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Christina Ricci, Alicia Silverstone. So I got some babes that's going to be there. Posey Parker, that was from Superman Returns. Of course, John Rhys Davies from Lord of the Rings.
Hey, Shelby. So Michael, I think you're on mute. If you were trying to say something.
No, I was just trying to get your attention without cutting in.
Were you planning on getting Alicia Silverstone to sign up?
That was one of the things that I was thinking about. I got this. It's already signed by Art Term. But now kind of looked like Alicia Silverstone, kind of like Batgirl flipping her hair. This is the one that one of the expensive books that came out of that series besides the Joshua Middleton. But with her flipping her hair back like that, I thought, a lot of people, when it first came out, everybody said that's looks like exactly like Alicia Silverstone. So that was one option and one thought of me taking.
Yeah.
Well, and one thing with these I won't say lesser known guest, but maybe she's now B tier, than A tier. Only $80. So that's a great deal for Alicia Silverstone. So loved her in Clueless.
Whatever.
As if Christian Shaw, great comedian. I've never watched that show What We Do in the Shadows, but she was in another show, Last Man on Earth, something like that. All right, Back to the Future people. Oh, Smallville people. So Tom Wilson, Back to the Future, and then Leah Thompson.
She's on Bob's Burgers. She does. She does cartoon voices also.
And then the original, I noticed she was down here. Claudia Wells, Back to the Future. Jeffrey Weissman, who played the father. Charlie, I don't know. Oh, I guess he played one of the bad kids. I don't know. James Tolkien, Harry Walters. I thought those were the same people. Oh, anyway. Who else Back to the Future? Matt Clark, and I think that was it. No, then Frances McLean, who played the mom, I guess. So those are all Back to the Future. Now the next big one is, of course, Smallville. Get back up here to the top. So we have Tom Welling, Mike Rosenbaum. So if you haven't watched their podcast where they've been going through every episode of Smallville and discussing it together, that's a really entertaining podcast. Frank Grillo, what else do I know him from?
Well, he's fixed to be in the Superman movie, right? He's Rick Flag Sr. And then he was Crossbones in Captain America.
That's it. That's what I was trying to think of. Yes, Captain America. Yes. Ashley Eccleston, Steve Guttenberg, if you remember those 1980s movies.
It Takes Two.
There you go.
Well, and yeah, so Shelby is not going to be visiting the Blue Oyster.
Nope.
So that's of course a take from Police Academy.
That is another Buffy.
Buffet. Shelby's thinking about eating tonight.
I know, right? Heather Locklear, another 1980s. James Marsters from Buffy. Tron Legacy, and they got the new Tron about to come out. Tron Ares.
That movie was good. I did like that movie.
I love the cinematics. I love the color. It was really good. I saw it in the theaters in 3D, and it was really good. Jennifer Beals, another 1980s person. Rob Schneider, Dirk Benedict. That's more almost 1970s. Battlestar Galactica and the A-Team in the 80s. Patricia Valquez, The Mummy. Kate Micucci, Garfunkel and Oates, great little band. I've met her a couple times. Priscilla Presley. Peggy the dog, who won the ugliest dog contest in the UK. So I guess they're flying her over.
How's she going to sign?
I was asking Presses that earlier too. Like, and it's expensive. I think it's $80.
$60. There will be specific signing times.
God. That's wild.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat, man.
Felicia Day, she's always there. All right, so some more Smallville people. Christian Keurig, you don't get to see her conventions very often. Erica Durance, who played Lois, and then she was in like the last couple seasons of Smallville, and I didn't watch those. Keith David.
So Keith David, voice of Goliath in Gargoyles. Among other stuff. I know Michael Villarreal was telling me he had been to a con with him, and it was like an all-day signing deal. So I don't know if he'll be that popular here in Dallas because he's not here, at least not every year.
Well, he's also the voice of the president in Rick and Morty.
There you go.
And he's in one of my two favorite movies. Of course, he was one of the last two survivors there in the classic movie, John Carpenter's movie, The Thing. And then, of course, in They Live, another John Carpenter movie.
Now, is John? I seen where John Carpenter was going to be somewhere. It's not here. Is it?
I don't think he's here. Let's see. Nope. And then rounding it out, Sequoia Martin Green, Sequoia Martin Green, Star Trek Discovery was not a bad show. I thought the last season was pretty good. And then Zachary Levi, I've loved him in Shazam, and he was in where he was like the nerd that got hit with like technology. He's like a private investigator in a show. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was on
Well, he
NBC.
also played one of the Thor's, friends in Asgard. Got killed. Remember? And was it Dark World or the other one?
They all got killed in Dark World. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to keep that movie out of my mind. I didn't like it. I did not like it.
It was well, okay. Dark World or the last one. Love it.
I haven't seen Dark World since the first time when it came out.
You got to go Dark World. There's no way you can.
Yeah, that is true. I can handle this.
Oh no, it's Ragnarok. They all got killed in.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
Okay. Yeah, Ragnarok. Yeah, but so Ragnarok was okay, but then they try to take it up to the next level.
Yeah.
What a waste of Christian Bale.
Right.
What a waste.
All right, so if you are a Smallville or Back to the Future fan, you are loaded up here. And I know we've seen a few of these celebrities before at the cons. They're usually pretty nice. Now, some of the bigger celebrities are probably going to be hidden behind a curtain that you won't be able to get to very easily. And I would plan on getting there early if you are planning on getting anything signed on Saturday. Then please pay attention that some of them are only appearing on Saturdays, like Orlando Bloom, Mr. T, John Cena, Walton, Dave Fornitas, Saturday and Sunday, Anthony Daniels, Saturday, Sunday. So pay attention to the days. Christopher Lloyd's only there Friday and Saturday. Alicia's only there on Saturday. So pay attention.
It is with any signatures, but with those celebrities, since they cost so much, you want to go in there with a plan, like which ones, if I couldn't do, but just this set, especially if you're doing like a Back to the Future or a Smallville set, you better plan your stuff
all day. Yeah. All day.
You better plan all day. That's right. Because that is definitely the busiest side of it. I mean, it's nothing for them to have lines upon lines wrapped around. They don't give the same amount of space on the comic side for that to happen. It's just like a hodgepodge, and that's why I run over toes with my wagon. But
speaking of you and the wagon, so yeah, and there's usually a big table set up right before the lines where you can buy your pre-autograph tickets and stuff, so you don't pay when you get up there to the area. Mm-hmm. But so plan ahead on those days if you're going to do celebrities. Now, once you walk into the convention center, all the way in the very back is the comic celebrities and guests. You want to drive on this one?
I like the way your screen looked out better.
Okay. I will show my screen.
So, number one Marvel fan, thanks for joining us. Going to be thousands of posters signed at this one for sure. I mean, Mr. Collector right here was certainly thinking about the Back to the Future side. However, that gets very pricey, and so you start having to make life choices. I'd rather get comics or art.
But Michael J. Fox is going to be there on Fridays, and it is not usually very busy on Fridays. So I'm telling you, spring for that extra 3-day ticket or whatever. I think it opens usually around 2.
It's 2.
2 o'clock on Fridays. So
unless you have a VIP or something. Yeah. You can get in a little bit earlier, but yeah. And so if you ask around, you can kind of know which ones are going to be the most viewed. And so somebody like Michael J. Fox, you can bet his line's going to be full. So, go to those first. But yeah, Tom gives a great idea here that his wife did half. Right. So I guess while he's standing in line waiting, not moving anywhere, she's getting it signed over here. She brings it over there. You can go do this vice versa thing. If it's just the signature you want, not the experience of seeing them and saying hey and all that. So, yeah.
Or taking pictures.
Right. Yeah, that too. Yeah.
You're gonna you get your stuff signed, and then you got to come back at a certain time to do the photo op.
Yeah.
Download the app.
Yeah.
Download the app.
Great. Another great point. Fan Expo has the signage up at the top, so you can kind of give good landmarks and such. But everybody gets in there, especially on Saturday and Sunday, and it gets to be a madhouse. The app is certainly easier to find everybody.
And you have to have the app to register your ticket. Once you get your ticket and you come around behind the ticket booth, there's a big thing there that says you have to register with the app, and then you go through the thing and you got to get your badge scanned and all that stuff.
And they're doing fast passes for everybody, aren't they?
I don't know.
I know other cons. It's instead of just standing. Well, if you don't buy a fast pass, you're just gonna be standing in line wherever wherever you get in. But with a fast pass, you cut the line.
Oh, you're talking about at the signature line?
Right.
Oh yeah.
No, I think the VIP does that, but the VIPs are sold out.
Well, don't they charge?
And it's not a fast pass. What they do is they allow you to line up early.
But this for everybody's individually. You don't buy a fast VIP for everybody.
Yeah, some of the big ones like the Back to the Future, they'll have the experience, and then they'll get you that pass also.
All right, Marvel fan, is it VIP a one charge and you can bypass and cut every single celebrity line?
No, VIP, you just get to line up early.
Well, see, yeah, some cons will have the VIP a separate line, so you can just go straight up in there, and they'll.
Well, I've seen other places where it's an individual sale price. So if you want to go see Michael J. Fox, you got to pay the cut in line for him, and then Christopher Lloyd, you got to pay another fee to cut in line for him.
Yeah, not sure about that.
So see, Marvel fan says no. VIP cuts the lines, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah. So see, the VIP price was $519.
See, that's what it's per person.
Yeah, per person. Yep.
Yeah. So
that's what I was bringing up. So if you're gonna get multiple signatures from multiple celebrities, because the lines do fill up, and they are like Southern said, they're crazy long, and they loop around, and you can't just leave. You can ask the person behind you save your spot, but you're fighting to get back in line. VIP cuts it down. You get the first. I think they do like 3 VIPs to 1 random lineup.
I got you.
They might. Reading this says it just says VIP Express Pass for celebrity autographs and photo ops. So.
Yeah. On the celebrity side, because the lines do typically get longer. They have that separate.
Normally, they just do this, right? So the VIP gets you early floor access. So.
Yeah, just general floor access. Yeah,
exactly.
So let's go back over to the comics, and so the headliners this year, when Wizard World was popular, Dallas Fan Expo used to be one of the Wizard Worlds, though, right?
It was, I believe.
Yeah. So I was going insane, but yeah. Well.
So we see a lot of the same people that we've seen before. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, of course, is amazing artist. Ryan Otley, Invincible.
So let's pause right there. So Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, they've got one of the experiences where on Sunday you can go and you get so many signatures from them and you get to meet them, so on and so forth. Are any of y'all doing that?
I think I'm going to do the 151. I'm not going to do the sketch. There's two different ones. Greg Capullo has one. It's the same experience, but you can get a 2-inch by 2-inch little head sketch of any character, but that's $850. And yeah, so but everything else you get with it, you get the book, you get three signatures from each one. You get a selfie, but I'm not going to do the 850. I think I might do the 150 for sure. I know. Oh, go ahead.
Were you getting the Capullo Snyder?
No, I don't do that. I just wing it and get in line. I've seen Capullo a lot that he recognizes me pretty much back from when he was doing Wizard Cons.
Back when he saw you in Under Siege and stuff. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sounds
lighter.
But talking about, so I'm not doing the experience, but I think Michael Villarreal actually said he was going to. I think his wife bought him that for his birthday or anniversary or something. So they're the two headliners. However, if you want the trifecta, Jonathan Glapian's also going to be here. So if you're a big fan of the Court of Owls, you're a big fan of Dark Knight's metal or death metal, you got the trifecta right there. I would assume that they would put them close to each other so that you just kind of do the all three thing.
Yeah.
I've got
more than likely they're not. Glapian will probably be on the other side.
Well, and that might be a blessing in disguise, because they won't let you like just sign things and move across like that. Right. You have to get in each and every single line, even though in those cases a lot of times you're getting, those people to sign the same book. But yeah, so like these absolute editions that I bought these from Jonathan Glapian last year or year before last at Fan Expo. And so he's already signed them, but I'm going to get Capullo and Snyder to sign them. He actually done a remark for me.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
But so I'm going to get him to sign them. I'm going to actually pull my first Talon off of the wall up there and get Capullo to sign it.
I was going to ask if you were going to take it.
Yeah, I'm going to unframe it.
Nice.
And get him to sign it. If I remember correctly, Glapian signed it, but it was on the back. Or I might be thinking Capullo signed it, but it's on the back. But I would like them to be on the front, like down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take it back to Hobby Lobby, get them to undo it, and then they'll just charge me to put it back in when they'll keep the frame for me down there, and that way I just take the art.
Okay.
Get them to sign both the pieces. Now, didn't you say that you had a piece that you just got or something?
Yeah, I was gonna show that real quick. Can you share my screen?
If you can, yeah, sure.
Oh, do I just present?
Yeah, it said present, share screen, and then I'll click on it.
So this is the one that I'm gonna get. I'm actually got it from Glapian. Is it showing? Oh, sorry.
Let's see. Why is it not?
So unless I missed it, I didn't see Glapian listed on here.
Yeah, he's further on there.
He's there.
So this is from issue 6, first Court of Owls. This is the very last page. So you can see them in the back and then right here. So this is the very last page. So I'm actually getting it from Glapian. So what I'm going to do is, because I was kind of doing little payments with it, so I'm going to have him send it off. Or I'm actually going to go pick it up from him over there at the show since he'll be there. And then, I'm going to get them all three to sign. My goal was, I was talking to Presses about this. I wanted to get a picture with all three of them.
Yeah.
With it, but I don't see that happening.
It's going to be very tough. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But I like to always get a picture with, the artist, writer, whoever. And that actually brings me to Donnie Cates is going to be there. I might as well just show it where I have it here. This is the second appearance of Dylan
Hey,
Brock.
go over to your size over there in the bottom right hand
yeah.
corner and make it a little larger so people can see it. Yeah.
So this is the second appearance of Dylan Brock. So wanted obviously Johnny Cates to sign it and take a picture, but this is the one that I'm excited about. I'm getting this one, and hopefully by the time I leave, this is the second print of issue 12. This is the first actual appearance of Dylan Brock. So this is the second print cover. So I'm gonna try to get a picture with him and then get him to sign it too on the bottom. So these are the three that I'm taking.
So you got that from Kasara, right?
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. And so I'm sure way he signs it, he signs his initials down there at the bottom.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah. But which he was at the Fan Expo a couple years ago.
Right.
But so hopefully Donnie's doing better in life, and so hopefully
I hope so. I'm not sure if he's going to remember me or not. You know, I met him years ago over where he lives in Austin, and gosh, that must have been 4 or 5 years ago now. So
yeah, he's had a lot of unfortunate life circumstances hit him.
Yeah,
or he hit them actually. But yeah, still, I've heard that he's actually been showing up at shows, which is great. And
I understand. Actually, today is May, so on May 10th, I got 15 years clean.
Oh.
So,
congrats.
15 years.
Yep.
Who's clean?
Me. 15 years.
Damn. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So
I heard cocaine's a hell of a drug too.
All of them are.
I will say that you've been seeing a picture of me and two other people floating around the internet. That's totally doctored. It's untrue.
What are you talking about? We're recreating it that weekend.
Yeah.
If you don't think it snows in Texas, wait till Dallas.
So
all right. So Ryan Otley, Invincible.
So yeah, I mean, riding the wave of Invincible popularity, he'll be there.
So Clayton Crane, super great guy, and you were talking about getting pictures. I found most of the artists are super nice about getting pictures with them. I always have the camera. They're always very generous with their time. And I think, except for the big ones like Arthur Adams and stuff last year, we didn't have any problems getting up to any of the artists on Friday and stuff. Last year, Jason.
Yeah, Friday was
broken up into groups, like usually by the agent or the company that's representing them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Friday was perfectly fine, no problems whatsoever. Saturday was a madhouse. And so, as with every con that you go to, the best thing to do is to get there early, get it out of the way, and then have fun, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to see if I have any of this person's art. I've got a couple of Moon Knight variant covers. I do not collect any of these, so I mean I know Donnie Cates. I do not know Alessandro.
Yeah, so he it says Ultimate Wolverine. I'm assuming that's his art right there. So kind of a newer person there. Same thing with the next Ultimate Wolverine after that, the Chris.
Yeah, now one of them may be a writer or something, right?
Yeah, maybe so.
All right, it says artist, and
one might just be a cover artist.
Writer.
Okay, there you go. So Philip Kennedy Johnson had a good run on Superman. Is currently doing Incredible Hulk, enjoying that. And so I'm actually getting him to sign the foil Green Lantern ones that Big Time Collectibles put out. So all of the various emotional spectrums of the Green Lanterns. There's not all of them. The rest of them are down here. But I'm going to get him to sign those. I got Jeremy Adams to sign it.
Now, speaking of that, Big Time Collectibles is a Dallas-based company.
Yep.
So they will have a large presence there. You'll also have I've been doing variants in the past couple of years, but
Unknown Comics.
Yeah,
say
Unknown
it again,
Comics.
Michael.
Unknown Comics.
Unknown Comics. That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you.
And Elite Comics.
And Elite Comics. Yep. So you'll have, and plus they'll have things there at their booths usually, and that's usually what I do, unless it's a older artist. In Hook Lee's been there the last couple of years, along with Jay Lee. As far as I know, they're not related.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Stan Lee's illegitimate kids.
Right.
David Messina.
So he's been drawing the Ultimate Spider-Man, which has been fun. But I've actually got, if y'all remember those lightsaber variants that Star Wars had, the Star Wars titles had, where they had the characters and then the various lightsabers on there.
Oh, yeah.
So I've kind of taken to getting all the various people to sign those, and he did the interiors for the Han Solo Chewbacca series for those three. And I've already got Chris Sprouse, who did the covers, to sign all of them. And so I'm going to get him to sign those for me.
Alan Qua's been there the past couple of years. Of course, a great cover artist. Matteo
Scalera.
I did read Black Science. I thought it was pretty good. Martin Simmons, Department of Truth, and Dracula.
You know, that's a series, kind of as an aside, that's a series that like just fell off the radar. I mean,
It did. It just
so hot.
like somewhere around issue 12, just stopped hearing about it.
I mean, they had 100 variants per issue. I mean,
right. Rom V. So y'all would have to tell me about this one. A DC person.
So yeah, Rom V did. What was the name of the Boom title that he did? The Many Lives of
Layla Starr.
And so then he was doing. I don't think he's doing Detective anymore. I might be wrong. But if you remember the Swamp Thing title that Mike Perkins drew and then he wrote, that came out around the time it wasn't 5G. They changed the name of it, but he did that. He did those 12 issues, that maxi series, and it was really good. That's probably what I like the best for. So,
okay. And I actually enjoyed that one. I didn't know he paid attention that he wrote it, but yeah, I have all those issues. I might get something signed. Charles Soule.
Yeah, so Charles Soule's done a lot of stuff. Death of Wolverine, Return of Wolverine. If you're a Star Wars fan, he's done a lot of issues of Star Wars, both on the Darth Vader title and then also the main title. And so, yeah, he's done a bunch of stuff, variety of stuff if you're looking for him.
Yep. And I do recognize this cover from Pablo Villalobos.
Now, he's a Texas guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's friends with my daughter. Says hi to me and her every time we see him. It lives right outside of Houston.
Okay.
And of course, if you grew up, 80s, 90s, Timothy Zahn, writer, Star Wars. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Gonna have him there. I do not own any of my Star Wars hardcovers anymore.
So yeah, I went to these are the original Zahn ones, but I wanted a hardcover, so I got him to sign it a few years ago. But anyway, I actually bought it at his table because I wanted a hardcover and I couldn't find one, and versus these old paperbacks that I got. But he had them for sale. So I imagine he'll have some for sale too if somebody was looking for something.
Cool. Well, like I said, I got rid of all mine years ago. So a couple of the usual. Eden,
Enid Balam.
Balam.
So Blood Hunt, that's not the same guy that did your Miles. He's not the same dude that did the
No.
Miles book. Okay.
Brett Bean, and then a Rose Besh.
Didn't you have a Rose Besh experience?
I had a Rose Besh experience. It was actually kind of a Rose Besh mixed with what's his name, because I was in the line for her, and it happened to be right in front of
Hubert,
and Goofball was behind me. And so I started talking to him, and he got aggravated because he was next in line, and I don't know.
Anyway. Who's Goofball?
Oh.
You said Goofball or Goofpaul?
Goofball. There you go. He did not drop that story for at least 3 months. Anyway. All right, Alfredo Cardona.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these I do not recognize. So, I mean, I do know Sam. He's Texas native, so
Yeah.
he's always at these cons. But it looks like Spawn. I mean, I don't. So, yeah.
Yeah, Sean Crystal, he does some, different stuff, but he's pretty prolific on the con scene. I'm not familiar with Fabrizio Tommaso. I've never heard of him. That's a guy Batman cover there, but I've never seen anything. Y'all, the other guys, y'all ever seen anything with him?
No.
I mean,
no, but great art, though. I mean, if this is an example of his art, I mean, that's very almost painted coverish. So, there's my future ex-wife, Ariel.
Well, I was going to say her restraining order is still on you. I don't know.
No, it's not. It expired this past year.
Okay.
I think you're up for a renewal.
All right, legendary artist Kerry Gamble. So I definitely remember this art from the 90s on the Superman titles.
So yeah, talking about Kerry Gamble. So unfortunately, last week before last, we lost Butch Geis. And so legendary artist was the artist on Action Comics, and Kerry was his inker. So if you were a Superman fan in the 90s, you're definitely familiar with Kerry's work.
Yeah.
And so Butch, I think, actually was the first of the Death of Superman crew of all the titles that actually passed away. So, but yeah, Raymond Gay, he's actually a digital artist. Now, Jeremy Clark, who some people might recognize because he's pretty prolific in this area because he lives in Arkansas, is his inker. So Raymond pencils digitally, but then Jeremy prints it out on blue line and inks it traditionally. Actually on a cover of that I'm going to get unframed because that one's framed too, and get him Raymond to sign it because I don't see him as often as I do Jeremy for sure.
So John Yang, he's been there quite a bit. It looks like the variant cover that they'll be selling at the booth is one of his. So the Spider-Man versus Wolverine variant cover.
Yeah, he's done a lot of fun ones, Transformers and others. Yep.
Yep. Guy Gilchrist, super great Muppets artist. He's been there several times. Definitely go by, visit him. Jonathan Galton.
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about earlier. Jonathan Glapion. He's the inker. Yeah, he was the inker for Greg Capullo through a lot of that Batman stuff.
Gotcha. Michael Golden, he's there quite often. Sometimes he's nice, sometimes he's mean.
So on Golden, just keep in mind that if you're trying to get certain things signed, he charges more for them.
He charges more. Anything that's number one issues or first appearances, things like that, he does charge more. So if you carry a copy of Nom number one up there, it's going to be about $50.
Or Avengers Annual, was it 10? First row or 12?
Yeah. So Isaac Goodhart, do not recognize it, but cool looking art from this little shot I see. If he's artist, might be the writer.
He's an artist. He did a young adults story of Mr. Freeze and his wife, which was interesting. It's a little graphic novel about yay tall and about yay thick. I bought from him a few years ago and got him to do me a Wonder Woman remark on my jam piece for the Justice League. I've got somebody in the YouTube community that's supposed to be sending me a book for me to get signed for him.
All right. I do recognize this person's art from the Blue Beetle stuff. Coley Homner.
Now, Cully, isn't he the co-creator of right, the new Blue Beetle, right?
Jaime Reyes.
Reyes, yeah.
Larry F. Houston, artist?
No, so yes, he is an artist, but this is the guy that led the X-Men, back in the day X-Men cartoon animated series. So there's actually a book I'd wanted to get. I might still got enough time and go on eBay and check it out. But there's it's the history or the story behind the X-Men animated series. It's got different interviews with various people that were part of all that. And so he's there, very talkative, super nice guy. And he'll tell you all kinds of behind the scenes stories, of that. So if you're a fan of X-Men, the animated series from back in the day, he's your guy. He's actually helping them. I think he worked a little bit on the current one that just ended and the one that they're actually the season 2 they're doing now. So
Derek Hunter, looks like part of that Scotty Young group, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Kincaid, don't hear much from him anymore.
Yeah, he does a lot of Grim Fairy Tale covers.
Yeah, Derek did. Yeah. All right, another Lee. So Lee. Do not recognize that person.
Yeah, so Solely, is that an artist or a writer? But it was for Chitara for this Dynamite series, mini-series that they done.
Says cartoonist and illustrator.
There you go. So she illustrated the Chitara series that Dynamite just put out not too long ago.
Mike McCone, he's usually there. John Boy Myers, of course, we talked about. Drew Moss, Thundercats. I'm assuming that's the Thundercats comic. And again, I don't know.
Correct.
Writer or artist.
He's the artist. So he's doing the current run on Thundercats. I was able to pick up 3 art pages from him at Planet Comic Con that I went to a few months ago. Really super cool guy. Loves Thundercats. I think it shows through in the story. Are any of y'all reading Thundercats? Wow. Okay.
Somebody you do not see very often, and they're at the big time comics collectible booth, and so that won't be there in Artist Alley. It'll be off of Artist Alley. I know that it took me a little while to find this booth last year, and it was hit and miss because I never did get anything signed by the person I was looking for from that booth. But that booth was over on the outside edge near the stairs that goes down to the lower level where the celebrities are. So I'm not sure if it's going to be in the same place, but like I said, it was also hit and miss when those artists was there. So classic, of course, creator of The Crow, James O'Barr. Brent Peoples, he's been there several times. Do not recognize this one.
He's a cover artist. The Sna or Shah.
So Brent Peoples, just kind of go back on that real quick. I thought I had my mic on. He's going to be the first person that I'm going to start this project. I was talking to Presses about it. I'm going to get 11 by 17, have it horizontally. I'm going to have him do the outline of a city, and then I'm going to have him on the left side draw a building. And I want him to draw, because he worked on Miles. I want to have him draw Miles on the side of a building, and then leave room to where I can have every art or as many artists as I can. Kind of like an action sequence with Miles. The next artist will draw Miles jumping off, and then swinging, and then next artist will just keep going. And I plan on connecting all these like with other 11 by 17s.
So all 11 by 17s or all on one 11 by 17?
No. I plan on trying to get maybe 3, maybe 4 artists do like a little Miles swinging. So one's going up, and then the next sequence is him going. So it's just kind of like a flow.
So the reason why I'm asking is because I've tried projects like this before. Mm-hmm. So I was just going to give you some advice. You know, it's worth what you pay for it. But get one person to do the layout.
Yeah. Well, that's that. I'm gonna have Brent do that.
So he does the layout. He'll do it in loose pencil. Okay. Mm-hmm. So basically, he's just laying it out on the deal, and then whoever you have come after you is only inking it. Mm-hmm. And then that way you'll have because otherwise it'll end up looking wonky. Because the guy will look big, and then the other guy looks small. But if you do the layout, especially if you're doing multiple deals, like if you just have somebody go ahead and do the layout for the whole thing. Yeah. And then that way it'll connect better.
Yeah.
And I think they charge, didn't you say sometimes if you have the pencils and they just do the ink, they'll only charge you the remark price?
That's right.
Versus if you pay $300 or $400, you might could get it just inked for $50.
That's right. So they'll do it for a lot cheaper than what they would if they were going to draw something on like a sketch cover, typically. Mm-hmm. And some of them, if you're familiar with their artwork and you like it, you might tell them, hey, the pencils are just there for the position. Feel free to kind of erase it and not use that as the definitive line.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all remember the Marvel 90s Jim Lee series, where the Danger Room sequence, the 9-card Danger Room sequence that they had, I started one of these type projects with that. And I had 4 artists on one 11 by 17. And you can tell the artist that like Dexter Vines, he just inked it exactly the way it was laid out. Whereas other one, when he did the Nightcrawler, he's like, I'm going to kind of take my spin. Is that okay? Yeah, sure. But I think the layout, it's a lot more initial work, right? But I think you'll be happier with the outcome if you finish it. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I want to have Brent do. So if I'm going to have him started when I go to the next page, because like I said, I want to try to get as many artists and connect them all. He's going to be the main guy, so this way the city looks the same. So he's going to be the guy that I'll be going back with.
And I don't know, I'm not as familiar with Brent Peoples' prices, but I would assume that he's probably cheaper than, say, a Miko.
Right.
So, in other words, he's probably the best one to get, to do something like that, because he's not going to charge you near as much as what the other ones do. And then the other ones are not going to charge you as much because they're only inking what he did.
I would think Kerry Gamil might even be less than him.
Who's that?
Kerry Gamil.
Oh, yeah, he probably would be. Yeah. I don't know how fast either of them work. When you have those bigger projects like that, you know how it is. Some of them will.
Yeah. Well, I messaged Brent. He hasn't opened the message just yet, so I'm trying to get him ahead. And if I need to put a down deposit, he has 2 weeks to at least maybe get a head start.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've always been wanting to just see like who I get to first and all that kind of stuff before. But as time goes on and I want bigger stuff, more detail and stuff, it's almost impossible to get these people to do. Like even if you get there Friday morning and stay there till Sunday afternoon, they just don't want to turn in something that looks like that.
Yeah.
K-pop junkie in the house. What's up, K-pop?
Hey, K-pop.
There's a lot of good artists going to be there at this one for sure. K-pop, are you going to be at Heroes? James has some of the best original art.
Yeah, he does. And I've been watching him. Well, I've been at cons where he's been at for years, and he's mellowed out a lot.
You're talking about James O'Barr?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember when he first
I met
came
him years ago at Memphis, and he seemed like a relatively nice gentleman. Like back in the day when it came out, which I think
after the movie
years ago, 32 years ago,
mm-hmm.
The Crow, the movie that is based on his work. That was like one of those movies that we watched until you couldn't watch movies anymore. I mean, that's how much my wife liked it. I have some full remarks and full piece. There you go. Yeah, I got him to sign a print for me that said it can't rain all the time, which is a quote from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Julian Shaw. A lot of these newer artists I just do not know. So Astonishing Spider-Man. Ben Templesmith. So, of course, doing what's his name's?
Crashdown. Yeah,
Crashdown. Nathan Zerdy. He was supposed to be there last year and canceled. So hopefully he makes it, but he'll be at the unknown.
That Ben is a co-creator of the 30 Days of Night.
Yes.
Yeah.
The big book and the movie with Josh Hartnett.
Yep. And they're doing oh no, that's another one I'm thinking of. Never mind.
But yeah, you pointed it out, Shelby. But he's at the Unknown Comics booth.
He is, and Unknown Comics booth is if you're facing the back wall where the artist alley goes around. The Unknown Comics booth has usually been right there at the very front edge. So you'll have Unknown Comics. They'll have a big space. And then CGC is usually right there. Then there's like a little hallway, and then Artist Alley starts.
I think CBCS.
Is it CBCS?
Yeah, CBCS was always there.
Yeah, CBCS is in that spot. Yeah. There's a third party authentic provider. Is that the one that you work for, Michael? Or
I'm with CGC.
Yeah. So no, I'm saying there's they're not exactly CBC. It's another one, but I
only run with big dogs.
Oh, I got you.
Author Saddam, he's been there quite often, but love his art. Very, prominent artist. He's been around forever. Miko Suan, been there quite often.
Now it doesn't say this, but Miko is typically at the Big Time Collectibles booth.
Yeah.
And so
Author is too. He's usually not on Artist Alley. He's over at
he's got his own thing. Yeah.
Because I know I've had some trouble finding authors at before. Frank Terry.
He's a writer.
Oh, writer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Peter Tomasi.
A writer.
Yeah. Peter, did, if you're a fan of Super Sons, Batman.
Yeah.
The Super Sons series. He's doing that Hornsby and Halo, which is part of the Ghost Machine stuff with Image right now. And it's got him listed as Rocket Fellas, which is another one of the Ghost Machine Image titles. I didn't realize he was writing it too. But yep.
Chris Uminga.
Yep.
I think he's a cartoon illustrator because the last time he was in Texas, Brett Booth was next to him and he was harping big time about him that I guess he's big in Italy.
So looking at it, I think both Pablo is Italian and and
So Chris, I don't think they might be originally from Italy, but is that his wife, Christy? No, she's a Zuminga, but I think they're normally together. Yeah, there you go. K-pop says his wife should be there too. So I think that's his wife, because they were set up at OAX right beside each other.
Connecticut based.
Connecticut based.
Might as well be in Europe. No.
Well, I mean, Brett Booth was harping on his work big time.
Like in a good way, or
Yeah. Because they were all next to each other. Yeah, the whole weekend he was just
Oh, okay. Yeah, Christy Zulu Yaminga. Yeah, there you go.
She's the one that I was telling Collector to get some original commissions from her.
Yeah, she's done some fun stuff that I've seen. So
I really love this art style.
Yeah, she's been in the game for a long time.
Get something from her because I love this art style.
Yeah, she's been in the game for a long time.
But she's starting to hit her stride, I think, with a lot of covers and stuff. So, yeah, she did those Halloween little kitty-looking covers for DC last year. Batman.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, I remember those little kids with the little kids.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's right. Those are cool. I did like those.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy's been here before, and I see him with his effing bird, but I don't know nothing about it.
Just walk by him, give him the bird.
Well, he's one of those guys, and I don't know if y'all do this too, but like you can tell those hungry people, they're wanting to sell some stuff, and they're waiting for you to look. Kind of like a homeless person when you drive.
If you accidentally look that way, they will pounce.
They're gonna get you like the cologne guys in the middle of the mall.
Exactly.
Yep. You try to be sure and look the other way.
The shoe shiner.
Right? Like, don't make eye contact because it's over with.
That's the rule with strippers. I didn't know there was a rule with anybody else.
Well, Michael is very familiar with that rule. I see. Okay.
Yeah, don't make eye contact with a stripper.
Yeah, especially if they enter in your hotel room at night.
All right, Andrew Mangum, kind of from the school of Faust, and I'm trying to think of the artist.
Ernie.
The artist's name of Faust.
What was the guy's name? He's dead now. But he was doing Evil Ernie with Coffin and back in the day.
Oh, you talking about Stephen Hughes?
Yep.
Yeah. Glad I met him.
Don't know her, but
Yeah,
I like it. I like the style.
Michael's really familiar with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, like you had a restraining order from somebody else, Michael has one.
No, I got to pay for her work.
Y'all have those true 101 signatures.
All right. David DeGrand. Do not recognize that. Fabrice Spolowski. So
he is probably best known for being the co-creator of Spider-Man Noir. So if you like Spider-Man Noir, you want one of the co-creators on it, then he's your guy. Mm-hmm. Him and his wife had this. They had this magazine that they were doing that was kind of like Wizard minus the price guide. Was neat. I bought a few issues of it. They've done some other publishing through Alien Books, which now actually does the publishing for Valiant Comics. But yeah, that's what he's probably best known for. It looks like he's done a Transformers cover in the recent past.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, Transformers. Gabriel Mangum looks like throwback from the 90s indie type of book. Little underboob showing there.
Yeah.
Got guns, big booty.
Big booty Judy.
Lawrence Reynolds, illustrator. This looks like something from the cover, one of the covers of the
Dark Horse
Dark Empire.
Yeah,
Dark Empire, maybe.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie Tyndall. I know he wasn't there last year. He was there the year before. Good buddy of Jeff. Hard to come by.
Okay. Yeah, because Jeff has a lot of his stuff that he'll
Yeah.
put up in the shows.
Yeah. Well, with Jamie's super nice when I met him a couple of years ago. Super nice. And so, yeah. Ingrid Gala. Do not recognize it, but kind of cool art. Garrett Gunn. From Good Boy, if you remember that. Mustafa Musa, Justice League, and TMNT.
I think he starred in Lion King. Mustafa
did. Renee is always there with Michael Golden. Sarah Sung.
Yeah.
Do not recognize it, but
I think she's a great artist, and I think she skipped Dallas last year.
Okay. And Tony Moy, this was somebody that we had a long conversation with, Jason and I, a couple of years ago. Super, super talented artist.
K-pop, you need to take that back.
Yeah.
So Tony, super talented artist. He's done a whole comic illustrated that he's one day going to release. I think, and K-pop can correct me if I'm wrong, but that she recently interviewed Tony over on her channel. But he has a lot of nice painted pieces, and he's got them across the spectrum as far as price wise, right? So,
all over the place. I know I bought some original art from him when I was there, and it's super affordable. I couldn't be happier. It's one of my prized pieces that I have of original art.
Yeah, I got a Superman Christopher Reeve style, from him that hangs on my wall back there. So
if you can get Renee away from Michael, I think she's kind of nice and stuff, but she's usually over there helping Michael versus doing her own thing. So
Zach.
All right, canceled stuff. Stephen Platt, we met him last year. So Don Rosa.
Probably the two biggest ones of the cancels that I was disappointed in was Pepe LaRosse, who's done a lot of newer X-Men work, and Tony Daniel.
Yeah.
So those two, I was like, man, yes, I'm going to see them. Scott Hanna, of course, I've seen him a lot. One of the most prolific inkers in the history of comics. Don Rosa, best known for his Gladstone work.
But Don will be a Heroes.
Yeah, Don Rosa. Yeah. You gonna be a Heroes?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Collector, what about you? You gonna be a hero?
I got storms coming over here.
What quitters? What I tell you. There's storms in Charlotte.
Our phones don't go that far.
All right. So to me, I mean, there's no one that just like, oh my God, I think I'd like to find Anna. I mean, because I really like this style and I like Christy. I like that. Nothing else or anybody else. I mean, everybody else, I've kind of met before. So I'm not sure if, of course, I've got some Ariel Diaz stuff put aside, so I will go and harass her a little bit, say hi.
This is a little shaky there when you said that.
But what about y'all? Who kind of jumps out at y'all that you is on top of your list?
Yeah, let's we'll drop this out, and then that way we'll bring us all back front forward. So if y'all want to show a couple of things that you're excited about getting signed out, we'll start with you, Michael.
Okay. Well, I was wondering, and I didn't know. This came out yesterday, so you got
about
these Then you got the die cut cover, the Battle Beast #1. Then you got the David Finch Battle Beast #1.
I like that one. Yeah.
And the Art Adams 1 in 50.
Oh wow.
I don't know if I want to do that or skip it entirely and just jump into the Prime variant, Amazon Prime Invincible variant #1. And if not, that was all I was thinking of with Otley. Now for Kate's, I do have the secret variant, crossover #1. For Zerdy, I was thinking of these two.
Ooh, I like that.
I got a foil, but I don't think it's going to be a 9.8. And for Arthur Soydam, I have this that he's been working on for me for a couple of years now. It's a front and back. And he's done some work for the past 2 times I've seen him. So this will be the 3rd time that he's going to work on it. And that's a continuation of some stuff that I get with some people. Now, this is the stuff that I had that I was going to ask for help. I have a Jamie Tyndall.
Okay. Yeah.
But because it didn't get pressed and clean, it came back a 9.2. But I was thinking of getting Anna Jo to color it, which she already said yes, and Tyndall said that he would be happy with her coloring it. Since it came back a 9.2, even though it's mine, it's whatever, personal, I still would like it to say 9.8. So I was going to ask the chat or y'all, do you think I should get it colored?
Me personally, if I was going to get it colored, I'm going to crack it out and get it colored, and I wanted it slabbed again.
Right.
I would just get a CBCS art label. I wouldn't worry about the 9.2.
Okay.
I wouldn't press it. I mean, because you're just going to put it in the thing. It's going to be whatever grade. It's not going to be A grade. It's going to be art. Because to me, like those sketch covers, and it's not right that we do it this way. I just feel like that we can even become, I know like Shelby is a grade snob, but we can all become grade snobs when you look at that and look at that beautiful artwork. And the first thing you see, that 9.2.
Exactly. That's the reason why I got mad and want to crack it open. And
somehow we think it's less of a piece of art because it's got a 9.2 associated with it. So if you take that off of there and just say, hey, it's art, enjoy it for what it is. I mean, you could do it that way.
Yes. And I have some that I've done that. But I was just, since I'm doing the CGC, and this is another one that I want your opinions on. In-Hock Lee did not get pressed and clean, but it's also a square bound. But it came back a 9.4 because it didn't get pressed and clean. But Ryan Otley worked on it.
Okay.
So not only would I have and with In-Hock Lee being at Dallas, cracking it open and saying that he just signed it and resubmitted and get it clean and pressed, hoping to get a 9.6 or 9.8, but Otley will be there, so I'll have a reason to crack it open, sign it, and submit it. But I don't know, is it worth actually doing? Because obviously it's not the same as the Tyndall. So
yeah,
this is I think this is a ratio book also.
So this is just me, and everybody else feel free to opine. It's just my opinion. But if it was me, I wouldn't mind getting the other one signed and getting it re-slabbed. However, I wouldn't worry about pressing it. And my thought is it's a square bound book. So either the corner is dinged or there is a unpressable defect in that spine that you're not going to get out.
But see, that's the thing. I see nothing wrong with this book.
And so maybe the person just didn't get no sugar before they went to work that day. I don't
know. Because I didn't pay for press and clean.
Oh, okay.
And 2 more. This is another one. This was given to me. This is the Immortal Hulk run, and Cal New. No, not Cal New.
It's Alan Quad.
Alan Quall did the cover, so he signed it right there. Did a remark for me, and it came back a 9.4.
Okay.
But Case and Otley is going to be there,
Right.
so that's another chance of not just cracking it open just to crack it open, but Otley and Case will be there.
Yeah, that one I might press, depending on what it's wrong with it. I might press and resubmit that one because it's not a square bow.
Yeah. Okay. Last one, which is a big book, and I was same thing. Did not pay for press and clean. I know what. I know why. That's a different story.
Okay.
Another author, Soydam. He signed it already. It came back a 9.6. First appearance of Dockin.
Right.
So this is another one. Soydam he's not exactly young. He does go to a lot of the Texas cons. I haven't seen him since COVID. So I don't know. That's another thing. He hasn't done a con in the Texas area since COVID. So I don't know if it's something that I should jump on, I should wait, or can wait. I got the sketch that he's going to work on anyways, but to sit
So
there.
you're wanting him to remark something on that one?
No, I don't think, because I think the sketch is going to take a lot of his time.
Okay.
So what I'll do is just crack it and resubmit and tell him press and clean. Because I mean, what else can be done from a 9.6? You can only go either up or down, but that's what I needed help on. If y'all want to jump in, chat or hit me up on IG. Tell me what you think.
I mean, one, I guess you can authorize signatures, right? Like for CGC.
Well, they're going to be there anyways, so it's not like I'm doing anything sneaky. It's just that they are there, and I'll just have CGC crack it and resubmit. I mean, it's got the label anyways that it was signed by that person anyways.
Yeah, but okay. So I guess what I'm getting at is, if you're wanting to get those books also pressed to try to get a higher grade, I'm not sure what the avenue is unless you're actually giving them the books right then at the show. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you were an authorized signature person, then you could just sign the slip. You could get them pressed, send them in, showing that they were witnessed properly. And so I'm not sure if you can get something witnessed
Again.
Well, no, that you would get it witnessed there, but you have to give it to them there at the show, right? So grade is not going to be a factor because you cannot get those pressed anyway, because you have to give them to CGC unless you're going to pay for the service later, right? Which is probably more expensive. So, I mean, you're taking grade out of the equation is what I'm getting at, right? Unless you wanted someone to go ahead and take them now, crack them open, but you have some that are already signed, and once they're cracked and separated from that label, because now you're going to have to pay for that signature authorization fee. You see what I'm getting at?
Well,
So that's what I'm saying is you need to take grade out of the equation and just ask yourself, do you want these extra signatures? And the grade is going to come back at least what it is now or less, because they're going to be handled outside of the.
Well, see, that's two different things, because like this one, Yeah, you're right. It could come back at 9.4, but what it is I'm going to show it to Arthur Soydam. Tell him what I'm going to do. He says yes. Crack it open, and it's going to come back with this year's date instead of 2007. So that's one. This one, what you're talking about, is going to have 2 extra signatures. So it's going to say
Right.
2022 and 2025.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say 2025.
But you were talking. You kept talking about grades. You kept talking about grades when you were showing them. So grade is out of the equation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's because it came back at 9.4. Instead of doing the same thing like this, there's 2 additional people that worked on it that's going to be in Dallas. So it's going to have 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking the chat and all of y'all.
I mean, grade is not. I mean, if you're worried about the grade going down, it sounds like to me, yes, go ahead and crack them because I think it'd be cool to have a triple signature, double signature, or rework.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and let them do it. one less Turok.
Spidey's Powder Tumbler sent this to me, and this is actually.
I hope they sacrificed a real Turok to make that.
No.
Oh,
no Turoks were harmed in the filming of this. So that picture of the black and white Turoks, that's the picture that I took with me covered on my bed with all of them on me. So he took it and put it on this.
This is a family channel, okay? We don't need to know about.
I didn't say I had no clothes on under there.
I hope you had clothes on.
I had more clothes on.
Oh, he was fighting.
Turoks. I had more clothes on under those Turoks than Michael Presses has when he gets his room service done.
Oh, wow. Okay. That is a lot of clothes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so a lot of people there, a lot of stuff to do.
So the only thing I'm doing is.
Meow.
Yep. So Ariel Diaz.
Meow.
And of course, Jamie Tyndall would be there, so I can get that double signed. But yeah, that is all I have found so far. So,
what about you, Mark? You're on mute.
So yeah, the art thing is mainly what I'm going for. I want to try to get a Jay Lee sketch of Zatanna.
Okay.
So I want him to do that. Also,
I'll just say this with Jay Lee. What's his name can tell you about his Jay Lee experience. My mind just went blank. Sales. He was down there at OAX with me.
Oh, Daniel Castro.
Yeah, Daniel Castro.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about that too, and that whole thing he went with. And that's why I want to try to go up there early Friday and see, and if it's, kind of going the same way, I'll just cancel.
You could email Jay.
Yeah, the same way I'm doing Brent. Yeah, I could do that. Just
email him and say, hey, just wanted to give you a heads up. That way he's got 2 weeks to work on it.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, I didn't even see. I thought about that about Brent, but I didn't even think about that with him. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that actually tonight.
And then just say something like, hey, if he wants payment, just say, okay, I can give you half or something to that effect, and then that way he's waiting for the rest of it.
Yeah, no, that's smart. Yeah, I got to do that. Book wise, the only thing I'm thinking about taking, and I don't know if I am, would be my Batman 1 and 6 newsstands, and have obviously Coppola and Snyder sign them, and those are the only ones I would get sent to get graded also. But other than that, I'm gonna focus on doing the stuff I said earlier with the art, and then also just digging for books. When the hat goes backwards, I'm out there.
So, over the top.
Yeah.
We now who dat is going to be there, and
Don't be taking any books to freaking give to CGC this time, who dat?
right. Well, I think was it CGC or CBCS that lost them.
CBCS.
Yeah, I knew it was one of them, but
GX1.
he finally got it. But yeah, so yeah, that was kind of a nightmare. But he'll be there. Yahweh was going to be, but he ended up having something came up. He's not going to be able to be there. But yeah, we got to talk about where we're going out to eat Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Shelby, are you coming in early like you normally do? Okay.
Yeah, and we will make our normal pilgrimage if anybody wants to join us. Jason always wants to go to Titan, so we'll go to Titan. We'll always go over to Duncanville, and then we try to find a third place that we've never been to before as an extra. So yeah. So if anybody wants to join us for the trek, let us know. Also, yeah, either Friday or Saturday dinner.
Yeah, we'll do Friday. We can talk more about it offline, but yeah, I mean, we do like Friday or something after the con. We got, did you say that you had set something up, Mark, or were you planning on doing that?
Well, yeah, I was getting with people, seeing if the same spot we ate last year was good with y'all, if y'all liked it, and then that day or maybe the day before, reserve a big table for us. So
Okay.
this way we don't have to wait; everything will be ready.
Didn't we do it in the hotel restaurant last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there.
Did you like it or no?
I didn't like it.
No. I mean, like I said, we don't have to go there. We can go wherever.
I mean, I know we had a problem the year before finding a place, but I almost preferred that off the beaten path Mexican restaurant we went to the first year.
Oh yeah. That's the one where Collector was riding in style on that one. Yeah, that big giant truck.
That was I was afraid something was gonna happen to my vehicle because we're parked.
Oh, that's right, because Carlos and all them are going to be there too.
I think from what I heard, Carlos might just be going for the day.
What?
Maybe Saturday. He was talking about it yesterday online. I'm not sure though, 100%.
That's what he did last year.
No, I gotta go
because he takes the girls with him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, who dat says getting his UF4 signed by Mr. Steal Your Wife. So that's AKA Clayton Crane.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so showed here. This is Death Metal issue number 2. So I bought this from Jonathan a year or so ago, and so this is one of the Harley hyenas right here, biting the head off. And then this is what I bought this page for right here, is the scene with all of them, all the evil Batmans. Right there in the lasso of truth. So I'm gonna play. Yes. Wonder why it doesn't show, because Glapian signed it. Oh, I bet you I took the PDF he sent when I bought it. I didn't scan it myself when I got it, because his signature is at the bottom of it. But yeah, so that's one that I'm gonna get signed. That one's not framed, so that one's no problem. Then the one that I mentioned with the Talon, first Talon, right there.
Page is so cool.
Wait, did you see the other one that's on Heritage from this run?
Yeah.
It's in the scene where they're in the house, where they're attacking the Wayne Mansion. I don't know if I got a shot at it, but unfortunately, it's not going to be.
There's another page that they have from that run that I'm trying to go after, but it's not even started yet.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna have to deframe this one to get it.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool.
get it up there. So this is the one that I mentioned, Raymond Gay. It's an homage to the TMNT 1 movie poster with them sticking their heads out of the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's one of the Lost Ronin or the Last Ronin Lost Years books, and so these are ghosts because they're all dead in the Last Ronin series. Spoiler alert! And so this is, of course, Michelangelo, which was the last remaining one. So you see, there's only 3 down here instead of the 4. And then this is Shredder's grandson, who's the main villain of that series. Or was of the series of Last Ronin. They kill each other again. Spoiler alert. But yeah, so Jeremy's name is up here at the top. So I've got the comic to this, which is actually signed by the Escorza brothers and Kevin Eastman also. So be pretty cool to pick them up. Pick this one up.
That's cool.
Even though it's going to cost me some more change because it's up in this frame up here. What's up, Tony NY in the building? And I believe Tony is not going to be in Dallas, but Tony will be at Heroes. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tony. Thank you, good sir. Who that says too many celebrities this year? It does seem like they got some heavy duty celebrities for sure. I guess as far as geography or floor space, the celebrities are not going to take anything away from the creatives that we want to see, but probably finances wise, it probably takes away, right? Because they probably only have so much money to kind of fool around with and say, hey, if you come, we can guarantee you this, that, and the other. Whereas if they're probably not paying those comic creators near as much as that. And Tony does confirm, yes, going to Heroes. And Russell will be at Heroes as well.
Nice.
So will you be able to get Sean there is the question. I mean, he's in Atlanta. You would think he'd be able to get him there easier than going to Dallas. But, yeah, that's the comic.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's
got
cool.
all the signatures on there.
They need to move. They need to move where they do the main panel on the floor to one of those other rooms.
Uh-huh.
And then just shift everything down, or put Artist Alley further that way, and then it's too tight space over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially on Saturday. And you got, like last year, they had the heavy hitters. The beautiful thing about Heroes, to make people like Collector and them jealous, the beautiful thing about Heroes is so much aisle space. Like, you're not sitting there fighting against people trying to, bump into them. I'm toting my wagon around. It's not bothering nobody. And so the big heavy hitters are set on aisles. And so they're not taken away from the other ones that don't have near as long of the lines. Because that's what's happening in Dallas. I mean, Finch's or Arthur Adams' line last year, like all the little guys, they're just screwed.
Notice
Well, it wasn't just that. They had like 3 lines going in front of Arthur Adams, and he was getting kind of ticked off by it, which was understandable because even though the air conditioner was working, it just still got so hot.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but it looped around behind him in a curtained area, and they just cattle people in there.
Yeah,
it's just horrible design that Dallas does for absolutely no reason.
For the Artist Alley, right? Yeah. And it just doesn't make any sense. And I know that they want to put people together based on where the art rep that's kind of handling them is going to be. But I mean, it's really makes for a bad experience because you're sitting there just bumping and trying to. You hope people are not breaking in front of you. You don't know if they are or they're not. You don't want to be rude, but whatever.
And then you're in the wrong line.
Right. Well, like Shelby did.
Yeah.
It makes things worse when Southern has to put off-road tires on his wagon so he can get over everyone's foot. walking
Right.
by, so it makes things harder on him.
That's right. I'm going to get Shelby to ride in the wagon this year. That way they'll feel bad for me and they're like, get out of the way.
I've been trying to let you get you to let me ride in the wagon for 3 years now.
Right. Shelby was usually, I don't think he did it last year, but the year before last, he's like, hey, I'm going to put these books in here. I was like, do so at your own risk. So then when he found out he was needing them, he's like, oh man, I'm fixing to get in this line. He's like, where's he at? So he's looking
For
around.
someone with a freaking big ass wagon, you sure are quick.
Yeah, when I first went to the show for the first time. That's the first thing I saw at the door, and I was like, I know that license plate. I was like, man, let me go over there. And sure enough, who is it? Right there, literally at the door, posted up.
Yeah, Tony says several artists told me it's a good comic show talking about heroes. That's why I decided to go. Yes, Heroes is like, because like say Dallas Fan Expo, they'll have 4 or 5 big booths, generally the same people every year. Duncanville will be one of them that they'll have there, and that's fine. But like just having a variety of stuff, they just don't have it anymore. And one of the reasons why when I come to town for Dallas Fan Expo, I'll visit the other shops like Titan and all these other ones. I'll get my comic, fix at these other places, and then just really look for signatures and art if it's available and that type of thing. Yeah, I plan on it. Yep. Yeah, so they're actually having a Galaxy Con in New Orleans this year.
Mm.
So had a couple of neat guests that have been announced. And so, New Orleans is the hop, skip, and a jump for me. So it's usually kind of a no-brainer if I'm in town. So any other thoughts, questions, plans? Hitting it early. So do y'all have a list? So I have an Excel spreadsheet that I put on here. The way that I do my comics, I got the CLZ app. And so I go on the CLZ app, put in the name, see if I got the stuff. I can do the same thing on my comic art fans website. And because you can go down to the artists that are listed in alphabetical order to kind of remind yourself. And to whether or not, oh yeah, I got a piece by them, or, I got this comic, whatnot. Because some of the names are more household names and some aren't. So you kind of forget, or at least I do. And then I'll just put it all on a spreadsheet. And over time, that kind of gets culled out. Yeah. As you start making life choices. So you start going, yeah, I'm just going to get like 2 done by this one instead of 2, New Orleans Fan Expo spoils me because you can get all 6 done on Friday. Yeah, that's true. Usually when I go to Fan Expo in New Orleans, which used to be the Wizard World, I go on Friday, and I normally come back on Saturday because like he's saying, you just go through there just it's so quick. I took my youngest son down there, and he's like, "Are we going back on Saturday?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't think so. I got everything." So. Yeah, I'm actually already planning for Heroes.
Wow.
So this is the preliminary stuff that I'm getting for signed for Heroes right here. So Daniel Warren Johnson, the list is like endless when it comes to Heroes too. That's one of the other great things about it. And it's an art show. So you got the art, you got the art auction. But we're not talking about Heroes. We'll talk about that later. We're talking about Dallas Fan Expo. So, again, tonight at midnight Central Time is the last night to get time to get advanced ticket prices. So if you're interested in going, go to DallasFanExpo.com and be able to pick those up. If you're in the greater Dallas area, I will be there for the show for Friday and part of the day Saturday. And usually leave out around lunchtime. Guys, are you all staying for Saturday night, Sunday?
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, you and I usually leave about the same time on Saturday, but usually, are you going to get there Thursday night or Friday?
I'll get there Thursday.
Okay, yeah. You and
Yeah,
I
Thursday afternoon. I mean,
yeah.
because sometimes we'll get there early enough. We can go hit up one of the shops Thursday afternoon, and then Friday morning before the show opens, we can go hit Duncanville and wherever else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So is
So
that code for something like panty raid or what? I'm not familiar.
I'm sorry, what?
Duncanville's code for what? Panty raid?
No, Duncanville Comics.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
Who Dad says I am only planning on Friday and Saturday. Okay. Yeah, yep. I'll be back home Saturday night, and so should be a great con. Think we'll have a lot of fun times, a lot of laughs. We'll have to have Paul around so we can have somebody to make fun of.
Do we?
Yeah, is it worth it? I mean, good laughs, Paul. Which one? You just have to ask yourself that question, I guess. But promises to be a good time. It'll be here before we know it.
Yep.
And looking forward to it and getting some content because it goes from there. At least for me, goes from there. 2 weeks later, I'm going to Heroes, and then I'm trying to remember when Baltimore is this year. Baltimore Comic Con is going to be, because I think they moved the dates, October the 17th through the 9th. Ooh, I got to see if I'm going to even be here.
Well, see, me and Collector's the same boat. 2 weeks after Dallas is Comic Palooza.
Ah, yeah. Well, because it's the week of Heroes, ain't it?
Yeah, the same weekend. Yes.
Yeah.
And so, they actually have Mark Silvestri this year.
Right.
Surprisingly, that was a big surprise.
Well, they probably got a lesson from Carlos on, comic collecting 101, and they said we got to amend our ways.
I keep mentioning people that I don't associate with.
Let's see. I'll give better laughs and great to be around. Russell, he said he's funner to be around than Paul. There you go. All right, guys and gals. Appreciate everybody for joining.
And, hey, be sure and check out my book if you want to over on Amazon, Comic Book Conservation. So if you're interested.
What the?
My mouse battery's dying. It's not scrolling. There we go.
Yeah. So if you're interested in comic book conservation, please check it out over there on Amazon. Big 250-page book full of lots of tips and tricks and great art and everything, and definitely be helping a brother out.
When's the book signing tour?
We are planning some things. We were invited to a couple of cons, but since I'm not working right now, we were actually invited to New York Comic Con.
Oh wow!
But yeah, they don't pay for anything, but they was gonna give me a free booth, which is very expensive. But I would have to pay for my own hotel, my own plane, and things like that. But a booth at New York Comic Con is like $1,200 to $1,500, and they was going to comp that for me. But yeah, with me not working still right now, wasn't able to swing it. But
you just sell more books,
dude. These auctions freaking slow. How I mean, when you're making 50 to only $100 at just say you're an illegal and get a free hotel. Yeah. Yeah, when you're barely doing $50 to $100 on auctions online, man, that it ain't doing it, dude. It ain't doing it.
Yeah,
ain't doing it. Okay, gone are them good days of $300 to $400 a night.
You have the Amazon link you want to drop in the chat for your book?
Yeah.
Tony says, just say you're illegal and get a free hotel. Yeah.
That works every time for Paul. Works every time for Paul.
That don't work anymore. But it did. Yeah, New York and San Diego are on my bucket list for sure. Those are cons. I don't know that I'd want to go every year because I hear they're like madhouses, but
I want to go to New York at least once.
Yeah.
It's on my bucket list, and like I said, we've been invited to, a couple. And this is gonna be a long ass link. Sorry, guys, if I live and do it.
Wow, that is a long one.
It's what freaking, oh my god, it went across 3 ones. Oh, freaking delete that shit, dude.
No, it's I don't think you
I got the power to delete.
don't.
Y'all can just search it up on Amazon. It's real easy. Just type in comic book conservation. And conservation, not conversation.
Power of conversation.
Yeah. But no, we've been invited to a couple, and of course, now the book is the, forward was written by Matt Nelson, president of CGC, wrote the forward to the book. So I'm usually talking to him quite a bit, quite often, and yeah, we've been invited to some areas, do some presentations, discuss conservation, try to get that out there. We're actually helping Matt a little bit with his new grading guide, and we're also helping develop some standards for conservation with with CGC, the way to look at certain things. So we're looking at that. So
yeah, so I dropped the link in the chat, but it's a very long link, like Shelby said. So I went back and I pulled the shorter.
You can do the share. Yeah, there's a share link.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check it out. Dr. Shelby, I didn't know you were a doctor.
How do you not know that? We've known each other for like 6, 7
Yeah,
years.
but I didn't know you were a doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor of love. Yeah, sure. But
Doctor of breaking them hearts, baby.
The original Mr. Stereo Girl.
There you go.
Move over, Crane.
Archivist Adrift, thank you for joining us. But yeah, you're going to wrap it up. But you can catch it on Rewind on either my channel or on Shelby's channel, which looks like you're on. And so yeah, be sure to check it out on the Rewind and get our thoughts for whatever they're worth. And before you get out of here, be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the bell notification. So when we do stuff like this ever so randomly, because we'll do a follow-up video after Fan Expo is done, kind of see the damage that's been done or how successful we were.
Yeah, we usually do a live stream. I don't guess we did last year, but I know the year before we did a live stream on Friday, but now that we've switched around dinner days and stuff, so we may do a live stream from the con, pull out the old phone and just do a cool live stream. So keep an eye out for that. But we'll do a wrap-up show after the con, of course. And yeah. And if you're going to be there, hit us up over on IG and let us know you're going to be there. And we'd love to meet up with you.
Yeah, we'll do, Russell. We'll do that. For that matter, you're invited to dinner. I think the family's with you, but you're invited to dinner that Friday night too. So thank y'all for hanging out. We're going to end the stream. So we're going to say goodbye to all the people out there across YouTube land. But if y'all hang out for a second after we are off air, and that'll be it. So until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.